Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Kalica, and if you can't tell by my voice, excuse me, or that cough, I'm a little bit sick. I also have a new microphone, so it could be the illness, it could be the microphone, but I might sound different. So today I'm going to be covering an Askreddit thread of what's your most shameful and not safe for work moments. So I think some of these are going to be pretty spicy. In the 90s and early 2000s, we bought a pub and moved into it. It had a big screen downstairs and we lived above, but Sky Sports was so expensive for the business account, we basically hooked the giant screen to our box upstairs, so whenever the sport was on it, it would show on the screen downstairs, so we couldn't watch TV upstairs except what was being shown on the big screen when this was happening. Anyway, one Sunday evening around 10 PM after the sport, bearing in mind the sport finished at 6 PM, I was freely browsing through channels because the giant screen had been wound up to the ceiling and my 14-year-old self came across some softcore porn. Curious, I started watching it. Suddenly, there was a big buzz from the phone that connected to downstairs. I answer it. It's my mum with laughing in the background. What are you watching? I was like, was just flicking through some channels. Well, you've stayed on that one for a while, haven't you? I forgot about the small TV in the bar area. It was still on, and it was showing the entire pub what my horny 14-year-old ass was watching. I was mortified. Luckily, my mum never brought it up again, and neither did any of the customers, thankfully. When I was with my ex, we did some long distance for a while. While I'm not about sending nudes, after not seeing each other for a long time, you kinda get an urge to see the other person naked. So, nudes were exchanged. She was mostly interested in close-ups of my erect penis, so I sent those. Upon returning home, I discovered that she had set a picture of my erect penis as my profile picture in her phone, meaning that if I call her, my penis would be presented on the screen in all of its glory. I told her this was a very stupid idea. What if I'd call and her phone was laying around somewhere? She said she never had her phone laying around so no one would see it, and I didn't think much of it. A few weeks later, we were having dinner with her parents, and she was talking about getting a new phone. Her father, with a straight face and in between 2 bites of his food, remarked, "Gee, if you get this new phone, does that mean you'll install a different picture for when he calls you?" I died 1,000 deaths. I was once extremely drunk and staying in a very expensive hotel in Hollywood. I went to bed, as I should. I woke up in the middle of the night and had to pee. I walked through the bathroom door and closed it behind me. I then realised that that wasn't the bathroom door, but rather the room door. I was locked out of my room in a fancy hotel, drunk off my ass, wearing only my underwear. I went to the elevator lobby where there was a phone and called the front desk and explained my situation. They said that they would send someone up. I realised I couldn't wait and continued searching for a place to pee and found a janitor closet with a rolling mop bucket in it. I took a giant piss in the mop bucket and then walked back to my room door, where a bellhop who really didn't want to look me in the eye let me back into my room. I'm very sorry, Mandarin Hotel. When I was about 13, I would pretend I was like 18 plus on Habbo Hotel and other stupid sites, and then strike up conversations and talk dirty. As dirty as a religious shelter 13-year-old can be, with total strangers across the internet who were absolutely far older than I. I used some random unknown actress as my fake DP. My mum found out what I was doing and made me read several entire MSN Messenger conversations out loud to her so I would hear my own shameful words. Absolutely mortified. Wow. As a horny teenager back before the internet, I tried ringing a phone sex chat line on our one and only house phone. It did the trick, but I was suddenly stricken with panic about the phone bill. It was a premium rate number and would surely get noticed. I waited a month and nothing happened. No bill, no awkward conversation with my parents. So I went friggin' crazy. I was ringing that number every day for months. Until one day, I get called to sit at the dining room table and presented with a telephone bill for thousands of dollars. Turns out my parents' telephone bill was paid every quarter. Oh dear. I thought God would kill me for masturbating when I was little, so I barely ever did it. But the house would know when I was doing it because I'd yell, "I'm sorry, God!" My family wasn't even religious. I didn't even know where I got that idea from. When I was a teenager, I was obsessed with Nirvana. I had all of their albums, a bunch of shirts, and a bunch of books, including a couple of conspiracy theory books about him being murdered. Anyway, I got grounded and had all technology taken away from me. One day, I was super horny though, and having trouble whacking it without porn. I was mid-whack when I remembered that there was, for some friggin' reason, a photo in one of the conspiracy books of Courtney Love's tits. For 2 weeks straight, sometimes multiple times a day, I jerked off to Courtney Love's tits in black and white. Shameful. And then this comment below. Come as ye are. Reddit. I have vitiligo, meaning patches on my skin have no melanin at all. It's not very noticeable as I'm fairly light-skinned, and except for a couple of patches on my hands, it's mostly on my penis. When I was maybe 15, a girl I had a crush on noticed the patches on my hands and asked about it. I explained what it was, and she asked if I had it anywhere else. I answered, as I said, it's mostly on my penis. She kind of chuckled and said, so it looks like a cow? I said, yeah, it does in fact look like a cow. She said, well, I'd love to see it. I said, yeah, it's weird. Turned around and walked away, completely and entirely oblivious. Wow, you don't get more forward than a girl literally saying, I would like to see your penis. During a yoga class, my pants split open. I pointed down at my crotch to ask the teacher if I was doing this right. Before seeing my member hanging out on the floor, I jumped as soon as I saw it, leaving a stammering teacher behind me. It was his first class after graduating from training as well. Oh, that imagery. I probably have to record that again because you won't be able to hear what I said. Alright, here goes. I was 13 and had found my mom's vibrating bullet while she was at work. A little thing coated in rubber with a wire coming out of the bottom, leading to a little remote to control intensity. I had recently learned that guys have a G-spot from that scene with Sean Scott in Road Trip, milking the prostate. I was curious, so I proceeded to fully insert it to test it out. Didn't feel a thing from it even at the highest setting, so I figured it was time to pull it out, except it wouldn't budge. I was getting worried and tugging with more and more force when the wire snapped off, leaving just the bullet inside. I had a mini panic attack before deciding to try pooping it out, which worked. I then washed it several times before the smell of poop on it just refused to go away. I finally gave up and packed it back away, where I found it with the wire snapped and still smelling of poop. My mum never brought it up, and I banned ass play from my life forevermore. Oh my god. Why wouldn't you just throw it in the bin? Or just throw it away? Or just hide it somewhere? Oh my god. One time my best friend in high school brought this weird lotion to school. It was a hand lotion that had glitter and it smelled really nice. But when you'd squeeze it out, it was bubbly. And when you rubbed your hands together, the lotion would fizz in your hand. Kinda like liquid pop rocks or intense carbonation. It was so fascinating, and I always asked to use it on my hands. My friend took notice, and they bought some for me as a gift for my birthday? Maybe Christmas? I don't really remember. Either way, they gave me some. It stayed in my bed for a while, and lingered around my room, until one fateful night browsing porn, I remembered its existence. I thought it would feel really nice to put, down there while I masturbated. It would be a fizz on my vag, and I was interested. I put a tiny bit on my finger and tested it. Barely felt it, but what I did feel was strange, so I grabbed a whole handful and smacked it on there. The pain I felt was so immense and sudden it was like a burning hot fire between my legs. Got up immediately, waddling through the hallway like I shat myself and hopped in a bath at like midnight. Even after washing it, I had a lingering feeling, like when you really burn yourself with fire. I think the hand lotion was also a disinfectant. Afterwards, my vagina was super dry. But I mean, it was probably extremely clean and smelled nice also. So, yeah. Short dumb story. I had sex with my boyfriend for the first time during my first year of college. I was a super sheltered traditional Christian raised dummy, was taught a lot of stuff incorrectly and had to relearn everything late in life on my own, usually only as it came up. And I was very paranoid of pregnancy, and the thought of sex before marriage is super taboo, so I definitely felt like a badass playing with fire. At the end, I let him finish on my chest and then showered it off. Fun was had. Fast forward to like a week later, I'm visiting my mum when I have a thought. If I had cum on my chest, and then in the shower it ran down my front, and then I washed my... I got up in the middle of the night and used her computer to start Yahoo answering myself into tears. I didn't dare make a post myself in case it led back to me somehow, but unsurprisingly, a lot of people had similar concerns from identical situations, and a lot of other people said, yeah, you can get pregante that way.
Can I be pregnant? Can oo get pregante? Can oo bleed while oo are pergert?
My mum heard me and came out to ask what was wrong. So 19-year-old me started ugly crying, and I basically told my mom I let my boyfriend jizz on my tits. Great phrasing. And I think I'm pregnant. Please don't hit me. Epilogue is that she basically eye-rolled at me and said that the chances of getting pregnant for that bordered on ridiculously low if not impossible, and told me to get on birth control. My mom was actually great. She was just given very bad information when it came to educating me about stuff like sex. And that's the story of how I came to tell my mom my boyfriend gave me a pearl necklace and I thought I could get pregnant from it. Okay, last one. I had food poisoning and my boyfriend had to clean up the entire bathroom. Woke up in the night feeling pretty bad, so I got up to be sick. As soon as I got to the bathroom, I felt it coming, so I threw myself at the toilet and started throwing up. As I did, I started crapping all over the floor. We both sleep naked, so I wasn't wearing any pants, which surprised me, so I had to jump up, sit on the toilet and empty my sick into the sink, which thankfully was right next to me and within reach. All of the noise woke my boyfriend, who came and knocked on the door, so I screamed, "Don't come in!" But him, being the caring and loving boyfriend he is, decided he would come and hold my hair out of my face for me, not realizing the absolute horror he was walking into. It was a tiny bathroom, just big enough for the bath, the toilet and the sink. So not only was there liquid crap all over the floor, it had sprayed up the back of the door, the wall, the side of the bath and the sink base. It was a bathroom in the center of the house too, so no windows to open for the smell. Oh god. He made me get in the shower while he cleaned up everything. We've never spoken about it since, but we've since gotten married, so he still loves me, I guess. We do keep a bowl in our new bathroom in our new house now in case we ever need to throw up while on the toilet so that we don't clog the sink. Wow. What a man. What an absolute hero, like. Okay, so that's all for this Askreddit thread. I really hope you did enjoy it. As always, if you do want to see more videos like this, then please do subscribe. Any support is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!